Atta boy. Yes, sir.
How have coaches changed just from a recruiting end? And what type of false narratives do players and parents have on college coaches in the upper levels?
Well, I think a lot of times that the parents and the coaches think that they're kind of unreachable, untouchable, unapproachable at times. And a lot of it sometimes during the tournaments has to do with the rules, because obviously you can't talk to recruitable kids and or parents during the tournaments. But I think that's the thing with me is sometimes the parents are kind of dancing around you and they want to talk to you, but they can't. And but I think that's the biggest thing. I think sometimes that they're unapproachable. But as far as the coaching staff's part of it is, there's more of an emphasis on winning these days. There's more of an emphasis on getting the right kids to fit your team that allow you to win. And the TV exposure, the money that's going around, the way that the tournament's set up these days, the way the conference tournaments are set up these days, a lot more middle major school, not necessarily just the Power Fives, are putting more of an emphasis on winning, which is investing in facilities, investing in coaches' salaries, investing in scholarships, that type of stuff. Excuse me. So I think there's more of an awareness to be at the top of the Missouri Valley every year, the top of the Ohio Valley Conference. Not necessarily the SEC or the Big 12 or Big 10 or any of that stuff, because they're always going to be able to try to win at all costs types of stuff. But it's trickled down to a lot of people. So the head coaches, the assistant coaches are more of grinders, really doing overwork, trying to find the right fits, the right guys. So the coaching staffs are a little bit more. There's a little bit more transition in staffs these days. So it's a little bit more kind of shifting towards the football side, not getting to the football side, because football, those guys move every 2 years for some reason. But it's kind of shifting in that direction where guys are trying to find the best fit. They're trying to find the best angles. There still are a number of coaches that have been at schools for 20 plus years, which is awesome. And those guys are the mainstays of college baseball anymore. Because it just doesn't happen in college athletics or most college sports. There's just not a lot of.
It's becoming more like professional sports.
Yeah, I mean you're 4 or 5 years here, and then you go 4 or 5 years there. And there's still that that 25 to 30 year guy at school, whatever, that's still doing it and adjusting to with whatever. But that guy has really good assistant coaches that are going to get after it on the road and get after it on talking to the kids and finding the right players that fit that particular head coach.
Is the pressure getting more on the college baseball coach, like a pressure to win from an admin side?
It depends on what the admins put into the program. So like I said, if you invest in here's a $4 million stadium, then yes, we expect some wins.
You got to win.
Well, I mean, Kentucky just put $60 million in their stadium.
Yeah, it's
something like
enormous
that.
number.
I mean, that's
some ridiculous.
To me, doesn't that scream? And this is a whole different conversation. But it's some of those schools, it's turning into revenue.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, Mississippi State, Mississippi, all those SEC schools that obviously, lead in attendance every year. That's always been like that with those guys.
Well, their crowds are just
it's
crazy.
Fun. It's major league atmosphere, and they promote and market, and it is a moneymaker for those guys. And obviously, college baseball is the second biggest, revenue behind basketball tournament. It's not football is a totally different story.
World, yeah,
different, obviously. But yes, baseball is way up there anymore, and there's an edge to it. And if an administrator is going to give somebody X amount of thousands of dollars for a salary, and hey, here's a $5 million stadium that's got all these cool stuff, we're going to expect you to be at the top of the conference then every 2 or 3 years.
So with that being.
Catch new episodes of the Tiger Interview Series on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and you can watch it on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to get notified of future episodes by setting notifications to all. And check out our website, rawlingstigers.com, for club baseball and softball information.